Hey everybody, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records. Thought I'd go on this afternoon, had a little time, and thought I'd play a little bit of music. I thought I'd do some Duke Ellington and some Ella Fitzgerald and Big Joe Turner and some things like that. So hopefully this will go well. Uh, you never know on these things. Sometimes everything sounds perfect, and sometimes you start having issues. So we'll see if we have any issues. If anybody joins me here live, that's great. Glad to have you. And if not, it'll be here for viewing or listening later on. We'll start off with Duke Ellington. This is something he did around in 1970, New Orleans Suite. It's called on Atlantic Records, and we're going to play some tracks from side one, Blues for New Orleans and Bourbon Street, Jingling Jollies. Play those two. Might do Portrait of Louis Armstrong. We'll see. And then we'll play a little Ella, some music from songbooks. But anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Some nice music for the afternoon on a wintry day, although it's mighty mild here. It's in the 70 degrees outside right now. right. Duke Ellington and his orchestra. That's recording from 1970, and a huge swing in or shifting in style from that first track on side one, which was Blues for New Orleans, and it featured an organ. I'm not Wild Bill Davis, I believe, on the organ is who that was. I'm not a huge organ fan. Oop, I hear feedback there. Sorry about that. I'm not a huge organ fan, but you know, it was interesting. And then that last number was called Blues for a Portrait of Louis Armstrong. So you definitely hear that was he was channeling Louis Armstrong on that one. Next thing I'm going to play for you is an album from 1957 from Ella Fitzgerald. This is a reissue, of course. I wish it was an original, but it's not. It's reissue from Jazz Images. Now, I'm no jazz expert by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not an expert on pressings and things like that. I know there's a gray, I hesitate to use the term gray market. I know the copyright laws are different in Europe than they are in the United States and some other parts of the world. And that after a certain number of years, 50 or 35, whatever it is, that they can release stuff without, you know, it becomes public domain basically, I guess. But that doesn't mean they've got the master tapes. So oftentimes some of those record labels out of Europe are taking not the best source material to release some albums, a lot of the jazz albums, things like that. And that's I'm not sure if Jazz Images is one of those or not, but I think the quality will be fine playing through YouTube, through Yardstream. Anyway, what we're going to play is from 1957, Ella Fitzgerald, Like Someone in Love. I think I've got it on side 2, which starts out with Midnight Sun from Lionel Hampton and Johnny Burke and Sonny Burke. And then I Thought About You from written by Johnny Mercer and Jimmy Van Holsen. And this 1956 or 57 recording features Stan Getz. It's the only time they recorded together, or at least the first time, maybe not the only time. And let's see, the orchestra is conducted by Frank Duval, and they were recorded actually on my birthday a year before I was born, October 15th, in Los Angeles, and then some more tracks were recorded on the 28th. And as we said, it's featuring tenor sax Stan Getz and probably Ted Nash on alto sax. And I love this cover. This cover you're seeing right there is Ella in Cannes in 1956, Cannes, France, of course. So let's see. I believe I've got it on side 2 here.
Your lips were like a red and ruby chalice, warmer than a summer night. The clouds were like an alabaster palace, rising to a snowy height. Each star its own aurora borealis. Suddenly you held me tight. I could see the midnight sun. I can't explain the silver rain that found me, or was that a moonlit trail? The music of the universe around me, or was that a nightingale? And then your arms miraculously found me. Suddenly the sky turned pale. I could see the midnight sun. Was there such a night? It's a thrill I still don't quite believe. But after you were gone, there was still some stardust on my sleeve. The flame of it may dwindle to an ember, and the stars forget to shine. And we may see the meadow in December, icy white and crystalline. But oh, my darling, always I'll remember when your lips were close to mine, and we saw the midnight sun. Seems that I read or somebody said that out of sight is out of mind. Maybe that's so, but I try to go and leave you behind. What did I find? I took a trip on a train, and I thought about you. I passed a shadowy lane, and I thought about you. 2 or 3 cars parked under the stars, a winding street. Moon shining down on some little town, and with each beam, same old dream. At every stop that we made, oh, I thought about you. But when I pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. I peeked through the crack and looked at the track, the one going back to you. And what did I do? I'll leave it to you. Oh, what did I do? I thought about You're deep, just like a chasm. You've no enthusiasm. You're tired and uninspired. You're blasé. Your day is one of leisure in which you search for pleasure. You're bored when you're adored. You're blasé. While reaching for the moon and the stars up in the sky, the simple things of normal life are slowly passing by. You sleep, the sun is shining. You wake, it's time for dining. There's nothing new for you to do. You're blasé. While reaching for the moon and the stars up in the sky, the simple things of normal life are slowly passing by. You sleep, the sun is shining. You wake, it's time for dining. There's nothing new for you to do. You're blasé. You're blasé. You're blasé.
Oh, isn't that just beautiful as it can be? Miss Ella Fitzgerald, Stan Getz guesting on that with the, is it Frank Duvall Orchestra from 1957. So I want to go back a decade from there, go to 1947, and we're going to pick it up with a little jump blues, little R&B, early R&B, 1947. And I got some Big Joe Turner, and he's teamed up very early on in his career. He's teamed up with Wynonie Harris. And jumping tonight is the Imperial record. It's coming off of, let's see, when was that? Released in 1985 on Imperial. But these recordings for 1947, recorded in New York in July of 1947. Wynonie Harris and Big Joe Turner. And we will listen to 2 or 3 from them. Might want to get up and jump if you're interested right now. And this is, fortunately enough, they didn't try to turn something that is recorded mono into stereo. This is pure mono. They didn't digitally enhance it or enhance it in any way to make it anything but the way it was recorded. So Big Joe Turner and Wynonie, and I think I'm saying Harris's name correct, Wynonie Harris, with a couple of tunes here to pick things up a little bit.
Been out all night, don't want to go home, cause you can't get the rest of the darn door phone. Party, 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 party all day long. Party, 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 go to doggone telephone. Why don't you mind your business, leave mine alone. Stop trying to wreck my happy home. Party, 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 party all day long. Well, I can't get the rest for the doggone telephone. I got a little bitty girl, she's mine, oh mine. When she loves me, I feel like crying. Party, 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 party all day long. I'm gonna love that gal if it takes me all day long. Well, I feel like loving, feel like running, I feel like hugging a fine little bunny. Party, 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 party all day long. Gonna get on the wall and call on my telephone. Well, listen to your blues, yes, you sure sound fine. Well, listen to your shouting, baby, you sure sound fine. Well, I listen to yours, now you listen to mine. Well, I'm rocking and rolling, rolling, rocking all right. Yes, I'm rocking and rolling, rolling, rocking all right. Come on and roll with me all night. Well, if you ever heard the blues the way it should be played, you want to sing it the rest of your day. Rocking, rolling, rocking, rolling, rocking. Yes, rock me, baby, give me boogie and beat. I'm gonna love you and give you a treat. Rocking, rolling, rocking, rolling, rocking, Joe. Gotta get and take the teeth big and fat. The way cheap party is tight like that. Party, 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 party all day long. Yeah, party boy, she's going strong. Party, 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 party. Oh, party, 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 Body, body all day long. You heard rolling feet, you know he can roll, but feet ain't here, so big come on, Joe. As you the dust, show me a chick that a man can trust. Tell me, can a chick be trusted? Oh, no, Mr. Joe. I wonder how long it's been going on. He ain't doing nothing but doing wrong. Tell me how long can a chick be trusted? How long? How long can a chick be trusted? Well, a nickel is a nickel, dime to dime. Man gets caught at the same time all the time. Tell me how long can a chick be trusted? He turned all my silver, turned it all to dust. Why don't they? Come on and sing for me. Well, I don't know what's happening. Don't know what's going on. Yes, don't know what's happening. Don't know what's going on. Well, I know I got a woman and I know she's doing something wrong. Yes, but I love the breeze. Love the breeze that keeps it cool. Yes, I love the breeze. Love the breeze that keeps it cool. Well, I love that woman. She knows I'm no fool. Well, I love the way she walks and I love the way she talks. That ain't all I love. You know. You guess why I love her. Well, you know I love her. Well, by the stars above her. Joe, don't you know? I got Mr. Blues. What the hell is going on? Well, I'm trying like hell. Now, Mr. Blues, what the hell was going on? I'm trying to ring the bell. I was in there, so you know you couldn't come on. Well, but you got to go now. I'm doing my best. Well, went back to see my baby that I left many years ago. Yes, I went back to see my baby that I left many years ago. I didn't think I was welcome, so I throw my hat in the door. She said, come on in, baby. You was welcome as the powers in me. Come on in, lover. You is welcome as the flowers in May. And I pray to the good Lord, this time you're home to stay. Yeah, Mr. Blues, do the thing. Well, the same thing happened to you. Big Joe Turner, the same thing happened to me. Well, the same thing happened to you, Joe. Yes, the same thing happened to me. That's why I got the blues this morning. Yes, and just as drunk as I can be. When I left my baby, She loved me, told me don't stop. She loved me so good, I almost blowed my top, but I can't go back home. Yes, I can't go back home not to stay. 'Cause my baby said she didn't want me. Yes, not until her dying day. And I hope she live a long time. Same thing happened to me.
All right, I'll end that one there. Big Joe Turner and Winona Harris on those three tunes from 1947. And let's come back to me for a second. And yeah, 1947. It had to have been a heck of a time. Think about it. Every young person in 1947, like I mentioned in the messages down here, my mother was born in 27, so she was 20 years old when this came out. And I don't know that she was listening to R&B, probably not, but she was a big band girl. She loved the big bands, and she listened to the old time music and stuff like that too, because she was growing up in rural eastern North Carolina, so that was there on the radio as well. But she was more of a big band girl. Bobby Soxer, she loved Sinatra growing up, and that I have her 78s. And there's a lot of Sinatra in there, Kay Kaiser and Tommy Dorsey, and your what you would expect to see in the 78s collection of a young lady, a girl, young lady during that time frame. But you think about it, if you were 20 years old when this came out, your life had been spent in the Great Depression. Jobs were scarce. People were living, didn't know what the future held. And then lo and behold, a world war. And, we're fighting, tyranny and repression, the distinct possibility that if we lost, we would be overrun by a totalitarian government. And the war's finally over. So 2 years later, and, you got a pretty happy sounding music that's coming out there. Despite all the negatives that are still out there, we can't discount that life wasn't particularly rosy, especially for African Americans during that period of time. But at least you had some money in your pocket. There were job opportunities. The jobs had sprung up in World War II, and everybody was home from the war, so there was that survived the war. But everybody was home from the war, and people were ready. They weren't real interested in anything really sophisticated or complicated at that point. Right after the war, they just wanted to get out and dance and have fun, and that's a good example. So now let's go to Europe, and I keep going back a decade at a time. The Ella was from, the Duke Ellington was from 1970. So we go back 13 years to 1957 with the Ella Fitzgerald. Then we go back 1947 in the beginnings of R&B with Big Joe Turner and Winona Harris. And we're going to go back 10 more years to before the war, just before the war started breaking out in Europe, 1937, and a quintet of the Hot Club of France, Django Reinhardt and Stéphane Grappelli. Let me get this off the screen here. This is a 1974 reissue, of course, from the 1937 recordings. And I had always, the beauty of vinyl over CD or streaming or something is the liner notes. And I had always thought that the Hot Club of France was a cafe, where jazz bands played. But actually, from reading this, the Hot Club was a club, an organization, a social club of jazz lovers and people that were honing their skills in jazz, and the people that appreciated jazz getting together, having meetings and playing and stuff. And so it wasn't a specific cafe in Paris. Never knew that, but what a great violinist and a great guitarist, Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli doing their version of their European version of jazz. All right, Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli and their cohorts in Paris, the Hot Club of France Quintet. And like I said earlier, Hot Club was not a cafe, as I always thought all these years, but was actually a music club in the sense of a music society type deal. And so I'm going to finish up with some more Ella Fitzgerald. I'm going to go to 1960 and a recording that she did. Let's see, put this up here. A recording that she did on in Berlin, and she actually went to Berlin. Had some great historic recordings. That's my understanding. I think Michael was talking about Ella's life story. Yes, an amazing story. She didn't have much in the way of family, and so the road was, she thrived on the road and the adulation of the crowd. And this is a 1960 Verb recording. So I had noted on here I'd only rated this as a G because I put down it had 2 skips on side 2. But I played it the other day, and I think it was because I was having trouble with a stylus. I didn't realize it for a little while, and a lot of stuff was skipping that wouldn't have skipped had it had my stylus been replaced, had the stylus had not worn out, basically. And that was a Gallon or almost empty gallon jug you heard there. Sounded a lot louder than it should have. But there's the album, Mac the Knife, Ella in Berlin, and it's recorded live in Dusel, Holland in Berlin. Let's see, it's Paul Smith on the piano, Jim Hall on the guitar, Wilfred Middlebrooks on bass, and Gus Johnson on the drums. Now, one of the things people remember most about this Mac the Knife album is that she could not remember all the lyrics to Mac the Knife. So she just winged it, and nobody could wing a song like Ella Fitzgerald. She just kept the melody going, and just threw in some words to fill in for the melody. I'm not going to play that today, though. And then I believe it's on How High the Moon. I think somebody broke that down one time, and she starts scatting. I believe it's How High the Moon's. Michael may know, or some of the others on here may know. I think it was on How High the Moon. She started scatting, and they were able to identify 42 different melodies and songs that she injected little tidbits of into that scatting of that song. But I believe that's the one. But it was just amazing what she could do. Her voice was definitely an instrument. So here's on the Verb label from 1960, Ella Fitzgerald. I'm gonna play you Gone with the Wind, Misty. Maybe we'll get to The Lady is a Tramp. We'll see. By the way, I'm playing, this is a dual 1219 turntable here.
Just like a leaf that has flown away, gone with the wind. My romance has blown away. Yesterday's kisses are still on my lips. I've had a lifetime of heaven at my fingertips, but now all is gone. Gone is the rapture that fills my heart. Gone with the wind. My romance has flown apart. Just like a flame, love burned brightly, then became an empty smoke ring that has gone with the wind. Gone with the wind, just like a leaf that has flown away. Gone with the wind, my romance has flown away. Yesterday's kisses are still on my lips. I've had a lifetime of heaven at my fingertips, but now all is gone. Gone is the rapture that fills my heart. Gone with the wind. My romance has flown apart, just like a flame. Love burned brightly, then became an empty smoke ring that has gone with the wind. Dee-dee-doo-dow, dee-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dow. Gone with the wind. Thank you. Thank you. Look at like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, that music I hear. I get misty whenever you're near. Don't you know that you're leading me on? And it's just what I want you to do. Can't you see that I'm hopelessly lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own. When I wander through this winding land alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove, I'm too misty and too much in love. Too misty and too much in Thank you. I've wined and dined on mulligan stew and never wished for turkey, as I hitched and hiked and grifted too from Maine to Albuquerque. Alas, I missed the Beaux-Arts ball, and what is twice as sad, I've never been to a party where they honored Noel Cat. Social circles move too fast for me. My Bohemia is the place to be. I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I like the theater but never come late. I never bother with people I hate. That's why the lady is a tramp. I don't like crap games with barons and earls. Won't go to Harlem in ermine and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a tramp. I like the free, fresh wind in my hair, walk without care. I'm broke, it's so. Hey, California, it's cold and it's damp. That's why the lady is a tramp. Girls get massages, they cry and they moan. Tell Slenderella to leave me alone. I'm not so hot, but my shape is my own. That's why the lady is a tramp. The food at the Kopensky is perfect, no doubt. I couldn't tell you what the Ritz is about. Drop a nickel and coffee comes out. That's why the lady is a tramp. Like the sweet, fresh rain in my face. Diamonds and lace, no got. So what? For Frank Sinatra, I whistle and stamp. That's why the lady is a tramp. She's a hobo, she's a scamp, she's a no good kind of tramp. That's Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Frank Sinatra fan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at me and smile, and I'll understand. In a little while, he'll take my hand, and though it seems absurd, I know we both won't say a word. Maybe I shall meet him one day, maybe one day, maybe not. Still, I'm sure to meet him one day. Maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam, or would you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. Maybe I shall meet him one day, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still, I'm sure to meet him one day. Maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Would you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love.
I was going to end it there, but I think we'll just play on through to the last song on this side. It's hard to cut off Ella when she's going here. The crowd in Berlin loves you, don't they?
Thank you. Thank you too. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mommy's standing by. Don't you cry.
So that's going to draw things to a close for us. Side one was what we just heard from Ella in Burley and Mac the Knife. Ella in Burley in 1960 on Verb. And I appreciate everybody coming by. We got up to about 8 or 9 people there at one time. A couple of Chris's I'm glad to see were here. Michael, Aaron, Cap stopped in just now, and several other people. I'm sure some people that didn't make any comments. Appreciate you coming in. I hope you enjoyed this Thursday afternoon, little music from the 30s and 40s and even all the way up into around 1960. We heard Ella Fitzgerald at the beginning or near the beginning, and at the end we heard some Duke Ellington, Big Joe Turner, Wynonie Harris, and Django Reinhardt and Stefan Grappelli and their group doing some European jazz or some gypsy jazz. So everybody, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to leave this up for anybody that wants to watch it later. So I hope you enjoy it, whether you're watching it now or whether you are going to be watching it as it's pre-recorded. But it's getting close to 5 o'clock, and I think there's a couple of live streams that usually start then. I don't want to step on their toes. So, and try to keep these not too much more than an hour at a time. But this is Elliot saying, I appreciate you coming by. And remember, let's be kind to our neighbors, folks. Life will be so much simpler if we find a way to be kind to our neighbors, because we're all neighbors. Take care.